We drafted Pokemon teams from the most used VGC Pokemon this season and then battled. Here's what happened. Before we start the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel because it helps out the channel a lot, and without further ado, let's begin.
You already know who I'm gonna pick.
Who? This one?
Yeah! I'll go with Hydreigon.
Hydreigon.
Because
Velcro.
Wow, like that
man, who
Okay.
who is
that
that?
one-
Then? Who is that?
That was my second pick, man. That was my second pick. Ah, man.
I
I knew it.
Oh, he picked Sylveon. I was gonna go for him. I'm actually gonna go with Mimikyu.
Go then go.
Oh my god.
Oh, those like
The cheese string, the cheese string, the cheese string.
Oh,
Yeah,
this one,
okay.
this one. Oh, okay. Gaganego.
let's go with the is that a Whimsy Cash? Is that what that is? I don't know what that is.
This one is Dom Donzo, bro.
Who the hell is that? I'll
Among Us. Because
Go
of
Among
Among Us.
Us. He's sus.
Poster is sus. Dun dun.
You choose Among Us.
He's too
You choose Among Us. Oh, it's Sus. You understand it.
Among Us.
He's too. Hey, what?
Okay,
But
you give me
get
the
the
sperm
point.
fish. You give me the sperm fish.
This one.
What the hell?
Oh, wow, okay.
Give me Arcanine.
Okay.
Excalibur. Excalibur.
Is that? Oh, this one.
No. Yeah.
Oh, like
He's
that.
not-
Hello.
What are they doing?
I want to get a little bit wacky and go with a monkey.
Monkey.
Salamence.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
Is Salamence a dragon type?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Let me
The guy who's looking like he's doing the whip nene.
Which one?
What?
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay. I feel like
Hey,
to top it
yeah,
all
you
off,
need
let's
a
go with
noise.
the Dragonite.
I'll take Aqua Breed. I'll take Aqua Breed, Taros.
Oh.
The first Pokemon in my team is an Among Us with Giga Drain, Protect, Rage Powder, and Toxic. Its main role is to be a utility Pokemon, tanking a lot of attacks as well as redirecting attacks to itself so that my main Pokemon doesn't take any damage. Baxcalibur coming in next. Its main role is to hit very hard on the physical side. It has Icicle Crash and Glaive Rush to support its physical prowess. It also has Ice Shard for priority damage and Protect to protect itself from the Glaive Rush weakness turn. Next up is Salamence. It has Draco Meteor, Hurricane to take advantage of the 252 special attack that I have invested into it. It also has Flamethrower for coverage and Roost for healing. Next up we have Paldean Aqua Breed Tauros. It has Aqua Jet and Endeavor for some very niche strategies. It also has Liquidation and Close Combat, taking advantage of its very huge physical attack. Now we all know why this Pokemon is very viable in Pokemon VGC right now. It gets access to the ability Prankster, which enables it to set up Tailwind and Thunder Wave pretty easily, making the rest of my team really fast. It also pairs up with Among Us really well because of Rage Powder from the Among Us and Tailwind from the Murkrow, making us get a very clean first turn. Last but not least is a very simple special sweeper Goldengo. Upcoming next, we have Help Me Please I Need's team. He has a physical sweeper Meowscarada, a tanky utility Pokemon in Sylveon, and solid rock defenses with Garganical, 252 special defense, 12 defense, and 244 HP. Help Me Please I Need also has a special sweeper Tatsugiri, a physical sweeper Pawmod, and a very questionable build for his King Gambit, but who am I to judge? He may just win the whole thing.
That's called foreshadowing.
We move on to Understandable Greninja's team. He has a bulky physical attacker Palafin, a special sweeper Armarouge, and a physical sweeper Garchomp. He has another physical sweeper in Talonflame. He has a very odd Pelipper build, but thanks to its drizzle ability, it still can be pretty deadly with 100% hurricanes and boosted hydro pumps. Last but not least, he has a quiver dancing special sweeper Volcarona. Now moving on to Tutu Keem's team, he has a very odd stat spread for his Annihilate. Not sure what he's gonna do with it, but let's see in battle itself. He has a special sweeper Hydreigon and a very bulky physical attacker Dondozo. Following that, he has a physical sweeper set Mimikyu, a physical sweeper set Arcanine, and a very interesting Dragonite build with weakness policy, which is sure to activate due to the investment in the HP stat. Before we begin, let me explain the tournament rules. Since there are 4 competitors, there's going to be 2 semi-finals and 1 final. The 2 winners of the semi-final will face each other in the final, and the 2 losers will face each other in a losers bracket for the 3rd and 4th placing match. Each match is going to be a 3-game set, so best of 3 first to win 2 wins the match. This tournament is going to be in the 2023 VGC Championship format, so double battle with 4 of the 6 Pokemon chosen, and without further ado, let's begin the battles. Our first matchup is Help Me Please I Need against Understandable Greninja. Going into the match and going into the tournament, Understandable Greninja is the favorite to win it all. Knowing all of his type matchup and knowing all of his Pokemon in general, he is really known to be good at every game he plays. Meanwhile, Help Me Please I Need is exactly that, but the complete opposite. How will this match turn out? Surely it's going to be an easy win for Understandable Greninja. He lost 2-1. We did not expect this at all. If you couldn't tell, I lost the footage of this match, but basically how it went was Understandable Greninja won the first match and Help Me Please I Need pulled the comeback of a lifetime and won the game 2-1. I lead with my Amoonguss and Murkrow while he leads with his Annihilate and Dondozo. He switches his Dondozo into his Arcanine to get the Intimidate off while I Rage Powder Tailwind combo. But he doesn't actually attack me, so the Rage Powder is pretty pointless at this point. I protect my Amoonguss and go for a Air Slash on the Annihilate, getting the flinch as well. I then decide to switch my Amoonguss into Salamence because it gets super effective damage against the Annihilate and resists the Arcanine attacks. I get the Intimidate off as well. He switches it into Hydreigon, which is perfect for me because I get the Draco Meteor on the Hydreigon, getting a 1-hit KO. He tries to Will-O-Wisp me, but he dodges the attack as he switches into his Dondozo. Already 1 Pokemon down for Tutu Keem as his position is fading away slowly. Switch into my Amoonguss and effects for the Arcanine, getting it poison. I then decide to utilize my Murkrow to its final extent and go for the Thunder Wave on the Dondozo while protecting with my Amoonguss from the Flare Blitz to get some poison damage on the Arcanine as well. I then decide to switch into my Salamence to get the Intimidate, so both the physical attacking Arcanine and Dondozo. This position is really volatile for Tutu Keem, having 1 Pokemon paralyzed and poisoned. The Arcanine goes down, leading the Annihilate back into battle. I have super effective damage on the Annihilate. Overall, I have a really good position in my hands. I go for Hurricane on the Annihilate, getting it back to yellow HP. And then the Dondozo attacks my Amoonguss because of Rage Powder. I go for another Hurricane but miss my Hurricane, unfortunately, as my Amoonguss goes down and I have to switch into my Baxcalibur. My Baxcalibur is pretty threatened because of the Annihilate having a fighting advantage, so my best bet is to knock out the Annihilate with my Salamence, leaving Dondozo on the field.
I mean, I think Hakim's kind of fucked.
You right?
Wow. Even at half for his special attack, he still did that much.
Okay.
That is bad.
This time I lead with my Murkrow and Goldengo, a bit of a volatile lead for me because Goldengo doesn't necessarily have good damage against anyone. I Shadow Ball the Annihilate, almost taking it down, but it bulks up, raising its stats by a bit. Murkrow is now setted up the Tailwind, and now I go for the Air Slash to try and get the flinch. I don't get the flinch, but the Arcanine is heavily damaged, and my Goldengo is about to go down. Tutu Keem thinks it's a good idea to extreme speed my Goldengo, but since I'm immune to it, I don't get knocked out by it and Shadow Ball the Annihilate to take it down. Now Mimikyu comes in, and it's a very dangerous threat because of its disguise ability. I need to be able to break the disguise, which I do thanks to Air Slash as my Murkrow goes down as well. Last but not least is my last two Pokemon, Salamence and Amoonguss. Now again, this is a very good pairing for me because I Draco Meteor the Dragonite to take it down as I Toxic the Mimikyu. It's a 2v2 right now. The Mimikyu is poisoned, so I can Poison Stall it, and the Annihilate is one super effective hit away from knocking itself out. I missed my Hurricane unfortunately, and unfortunately can knock out the Annihilate as it leftovers heals up. The Mimikyu is a very strong Pokemon against my Salamence, but luckily I have the Fairy Terrestrialization to resist Fairy moves. Nevertheless, my Salamence goes down thanks to Shadow Claw, and now my Amoonguss is the only Pokemon left on the field on my side. Annihilate 14 HP and Mimikyu on 21 HP poisoned.
Go big or go home. Double attack. Yeah, all ruling for you, Mimikyu. Oh, Mimikyu healed up. Mimikyu, let's hit on his own.
Wait, why are you talking my Annihilate? Wait, did I do that by accident?
Yeah, you did, bro.
I did it by accident.
What a win!
What a win! I pressed Among Us, I swear. I think the whole battle. I really
What a win!
Now out comes Understandable Greninja's Garchomp and Palafin. If I were in his position, I would want to switch out the Palafin so I can get the clean switch into my Pelipper, activate the Drizzle, and then bring back out my Palafin, this time in my hero form. He does exactly that, switches into his Pelipper, gets burned by the Arcanine, and now it's a pretty advantageous position for Understandable Greninja because even though Garchomp goes down, it takes down the Dragonite with it due to Pelipper using Ice Beam, and as I predicted, Palafin hero forms comes out boosted by the rain as well as Jet Punch. That Arcanine is looking in grave danger. Because of that, the Mimikyu is able to come in and the Annihilate is almost taken down by the Pelipper there, but the burn doing residual damage every turn. For some reason, Tuchikim thought it was a good idea to set up Sword Stance on a dying Mimikyu.
Oh, Mimikyu down too. Oh, it missed us.
He misses the player of Armor. It is a 5 HP Arcanine versus Armor anti-rain.
Oh, this is. We know who's winning here already.
Terrestrializes and Jet Punch.
Understandable Greninja leads with his Palafin and Volcarona. Same strategy as last time, switches into his Pelipper to set up rain. The Volcarona is put in a disadvantageous position because of the rain hindering his fire type attacks. But right now, overall the position is in Understandable Greninja's hand. Mimikyu comes in and takes a damage via the disguise ability, but thanks to the Quiver Dance from the Volcarona, it is set up perfectly to do some big damage. Shadow Sneak on the Pelipper doesn't take it down, but the Dragonite will come in to collect the KO. Palafin then comes out in the rain, and again, this is a really bad situation for Tutukim. It also sets a bulk up with the Palafin, which is really devastating for Tutukim in this situation because two stat boosted Pokemon against his two very weak Pokemon in this position is really bad. Dragonite goes down as Annihilate is clinging on to any last defense it has thanks to the bulk up defense boost. Annihilate finally goes down, taking out the last threat in Tutukim's field.
You just
wait, no, I have a question. I thought he thought blew about that. How much
still can win?
Oh, he just one me?
Whoa.
What this guy? What this guy?
Wait, I have a question.
After losing 2 matches in a row against Random Shanjay and Understandable Greninja, both 2-0, Tutukim finds himself last place in the Draft League tournament. Right above him in 3rd place is Understandable Greninja. He lost his first match against Help Me Please I Need, and in his second match against Tutukim picks up a 2-0 victory to place himself in 3rd place. Naturally, we have to find out the best Pokemon player in this draft tournament. Before we head to the grand finals, make sure you subscribe to all 3 of these guys, links in the description, and subscribe to me as well. And yeah, let's head to the grand finals. Random Shanjay leads with his Murkrow and Amoonguss, while Help Me Please I Need leads with his Sylveon and Meowscarada. A helping hand boosted play rough lands on the Amoonguss, but thanks to Rage Powder, it does not affect the Murkrow. Now Murkrow has set up the Tailwind for 3 turns Air Slash on the Meowscarada.
I didn't know it was super effective. Genuine luck right there.
Goldengo will come out. The effects 4 has affected the Meowscarada, putting it to sleep, and Goldengo is in a prime position to land a Make It Rain. He does, bringing the Sylveon to red HP, but the Meowscarada will go down. Out comes the Pawmont with a questionable name, to say the least. I think about switching into my Salamence, but I decide to stay in with my position, go for another Make It Rain, take down the Sylveon. The Meowscarada comes back out because of Revival Blessing from the Pawmont.
Don't you know that's how the King Gambit's opening goes?
Bro,
No,
your
I
mom,
don't
bro,
know.
your mom. No one cares, bro. No one gives a shit. No one gives a flying.
And this is why I don't make videos with friends, but at the beginning of this video, I clowned on the King Gambit build, but the King Gambit will bring about my demise because the Iron Head takes down my Amoonguss. I do get the Intimidate from my Paldean Tauros. Fun fact, first time actually using it in the tournament. I protect from the knockoff and do some decent damage on the Meowscarada, but unfortunately, my Paldean Tauros goes down and Goldengo.
Best Pokemon player. Best Pokemon player.
Okay, game 2.
That was actually stress though. That was close. That was close.
Okay, I'm actually like bewildered. What the hell?
After watching Help Me Please I Need Battle for a bit, I found out a trend that he always leads with his Meowscarada, so I decided to lead with my very own Baxcalibur. Unfortunately, the Meowscarada doesn't go down, but I do get the burn on the Tatsugiri. Protect with my Amoonguss while my Ice Shard takes down the Meowscarada as Pawmont comes back out. It goes very Mach Punch, but I protect it and I do a little bit of damage onto the Pawmont with Giga Drain. Now, this Pawmont is really pissing me off because of Revival Blessing. Meowscarada is back alive again. I switch out into my Goldengo here. My Salamence is in a pretty good position. I can able to tank the double shock, but I have a double KO there. Now Meowscarada and King Gambit are the only Pokemon left. As I've said, that King Gambit causes a lot of problems for me. Thankfully, I'm able to do some damage with Flamethrower, but Contour Cleave takes down my Salamence. Now it's Baxcalibur, Goldengo versus King Gambit. That King Gambit is really scary, as I've mentioned before. I somehow Shadow Ball my own Baxcalibur. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. I Shadow Ball the King Gambit to get it to yellow HP. And all I know is that one more Shadow Ball and one more attack from my Baxcalibur will take down the King Gambit.
No, I clicked my move. It just.
No!
No!
Yes! No! No! Oh god, but look at my health. 7 HP, 5 HP. Lloyd. How is Lloyd the best battler here?
Let's have some statistics real quick. Help Me Please I Need has already gone through a 3-game match and has won against Understandable Greninja, the favorite to win the tournament. So it is gonna take a stroke of luck for Random Shanjay to defeat Help Me Please I Need despite knowing more about Pokemon. Help Me Please I Need has unpredictably become a really good battler in the span of half an hour somehow. But we move. I am able to take down his Tatsugiri, but I am in the weakness of Glaive Rush right now. Again, I go for this very weird lead of Murkrow and Baxcalibur, but again, it worked last time, so I might as well go for it now. He doesn't lead with Meowscarada, surprisingly, so I protect myself from the Glaive Rush turn and flinch the Pawmont, which I wanted to do. Hyper Voice takes down my Murkrow as expected, and now it is a 3v3 once again. I at all costs need to take down that Pawmont before it goes for a Revival Blessing. I get my Intimidate with Salamence, and I have to click Hurricane on that Pawmont before it can Revival Blessing the Tatsugiri, because if that happens, the match is essentially over due to the sheer numbers of that Help Me Please I Need offers in his team. I think about going for Hurricane and double committing to the Pawmont, but I decide having 2 Dragon types is too criminal, so I Terrastalize into a Fairy type. I go for the Hurricane, taking down. Sylveon survives on yellow HP before firing back with a Hyper Voice. My Salamence does not go to yellow health, and now the King Gambit is back on the field. I miss my Icicle Crash on the Sylveon, and though I'm in a very positive position, that King Gambit, as I said, due to my Fairy Terrestrialization, that Salamence is essentially dead, so I need to figure out not only to out-damage the King Gambit but take down the Sylveon at the same time. Now effects 4 fires off on the King Gambit. I get the paralysis, which is good. He doesn't target my fairy types elements.
I'm seeing his screen.
No, please don't record this, please. Please, this will be one of the top funniest moments of 2023.
Oh, yo, this King's Gambit is so much
King's-
health for
King's
armor or
Gambit.
something. Whatever.
The Cox Gambit.
King's
I choke up penis every day.
I wanna.
King's Gambit!
Oh no! Wait, that was
King's Gambit!
that was actually damn clutch, eh.
Legit, can you teach me, please?
I hereby formally announce my retirement from the Pokemon franchise. Nah, just kidding. Congratulations to Help Me Please I Need. He played 3 really good games. He led with Meowscarada all of his games, but the last game he didn't, which completely threw me off, and he convincingly defeated me, so no excuses here. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot. And as always, see ya. Bye.